Hey Francie, Demetrius here. So this is a quick video I wanted to put together for you to just kind of give you a better idea of how I help businesses rank on Google. And so what I did is I typed in Dentist Bend, Oregon, which is one of the more popular keyword searches when people are looking for a dentist here in Central Oregon. And so when I did that, you'll notice that at the very top of the page, Aubrey Dental is running some ads here. And then as we scroll down, we have the map pack. And so Aubrey is, they're spending a nice little chunk of change to show up at not only here, but also in the map pack. And then just below that, you'll notice that there's three businesses in here that are not running ads. So these businesses here are local businesses that are showing up, and it's East Bend, Bend Family Dentistry, and Bend Dental Group, right? And these three businesses are showing up here for a few different reasons, and I'm going to elaborate on that in just a moment. But this is some prime real estate because 40% of people that go onto the first page stop here, right? And as a result, you can see that they're getting some reviews, right? Quite a few, right? Obviously, Bend family's been around for a while, and so the social proof is kind of in the pudding there with 700 some odd reviews. That said, right, if you are able to be in this space, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get the lion's share of phone calls or clicks or leads of people inquiring about dental services in Bend. And so, what allows a business to show up in this map pack are a few things. So, the first is fully optimizing your Google listing, and that is showing photos, right? Maybe some before and afters, right, of procedures that you guys have done. Your business description, you can have up to 750 characters there, and really just taking full use of all of those characters, listing your hours of service, website, phone number, things like that, and then reviews, right? Reviews play a huge part, but kind of one of the underlying factors that most people don't know is citations. And so citations are anywhere that your name, address, and phone number show up on the web. And there's literally thousands of places where you can list your business across the web. Most businesses usually kind of stop in that 20 to 30 range. And so the goal is to beat out the competition, right? And so the more places that you can get your name, address, and phone number out there, the more chances you have of moving up into the map pack. And so to kind of extend off of that a little bit, with search, it's also based on location, right? So just speaking on here in Bend, right? Depending on where you are, whether you're on the north end of town or the west side or the south side or the east side of town, you'll get a different search result based on location. But there are some ways to manipulate that so that no matter where you are, your business can show up in the map pack, right? And so what I did is I ran a search on your guys' practice on Living Dental Health, and this is a little tool, a CRM that I use. And what I found is that so this is a heat map here, and what it shows me is where your business shows up in the search from any location, right? So if we're looking at the northwest part of town, right? And so for majority of locations, right, you guys still show up in in about spot 20, and where your guys' Google listing was created, probably at the business, right? You guys show up in number 11, right? So that's just off the first page, right? And so again, like we said earlier, if your business is not on the first page, you're probably getting overlooked. And so they're just in the map pack alone, right? You're missing out on a ton of opportunity there by not being present, right? Or even on in the first page throughout Google listings, right? And so that's one way you can start moving and getting some more exposure for your business, right? Because again, like I said, it's not about who does the best work; it's about who's the most known, right? And so, East Bend Dental Family Dentistry, or Bend Family Dentistry, and Bend Dental Group are the most known. Now, as we scroll down, we go to the organic listings, and you'll notice that Bend Family Dentistry is sitting in the #1 spot, right? And so just looking at that alone, and between there and the map pack, I can tell that these guys are getting the lion's share of prospects here in town, especially people that don't, get referred to any particular practice, right? If somebody's just moving into town, they're going to search Dentist Bend, Oregon. Well, if I see that Bend Family Dentistry is showing up here in the map pack, they have a ton of reviews, and they're also in the organic listings in the #1 spot, they must know what they're doing, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and give them a call, or I'm going to fill out their contact form on their website, right? And so the ways that allow a business to show up here organically is through SEO. And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So this is another tool that I use called Ahrefs. And what this does is it shows me which keywords a business is ranking for. And so you'll notice here that Bend Family Dentistry is ranking for Bend Dentist, which does roughly about 150 searches a month. And they're sitting in position 1, and they're getting about 56 hits of traffic a month to their site, just for that one particular keyword, right? And the keyword difficulty means obviously how competitive that keyword is. Obviously, the dental space is a fairly competitive market. And so what we can do here is, as we scroll down, you notice Dentist Bend, Oregon has a monthly volume of 250 searches a month, and they're sitting in #1 spot, and it's getting roughly about the same hits of traffic to their site each month, right? And so what you start doing is you start adding all these up right from the total volume, and when you're sitting in the #1 position, you roughly get about 30%, anywhere from 30 to 40% of the hits in traffic to your site, right? And so let's say for every 10 people that visit your site, you're going to gain 2 clients, right? So what does that look like to your bottom line when you start doing this monthly, right? Because now, right, Bend Family Dentistry, they're sitting in this spot, and more than likely, they'll probably stay in here until somebody decides to do some work to beat them out, right? And so while Aubrey Dental is spending thousands of dollars in ad spend every single month to try and stay in this spot, right? If Aubrey Dental stops paying ads, then they disappear. But Bend Family Dentistry is still sitting in the map pack, and they're still sitting here organically, right? And so I mentioned to you that your website is essentially your billboard, right? And the first page of Google is the biggest internet highway of them all. And so if your business gets highlighted organically and in the map pack, you're already getting tons of traffic, right? And then it's just your qualifying process of who you decide to take on as a client, rather than throwing ads and hoping somebody clicks on your ad, right? And so success leaves clues. And so what I wanted to do is take a peek at Bend Family Dentistry and see what their website looked like, and kind of pick that apart. And then I'll kind of gonna look at yours, and then we can go from there. And so my initial view of Bend Family Dentistry, right? They don't really have a call to action at the top of the page, right above the break. Which, if I'm looking for a dentist, I know I need a dentist, right? But how do I contact you, right? Where's the call to action? There's no phone number here, right? There's no contact form, but they have a little bit of content, right? And so content is one of the main, or it's half of the process of ranking a website. And so having authentic, authoritative, keyword-rich content, right? So like including these keywords throughout the home page will help you move up in the rankings. And so let's check here and see if these guys, which they do not. So the main searched keyword here in town they do not even have it one time on their website, on their homepage, right? And so when I start seeing things like that, that tells me that there's some opportunity there. Not only that, but then in the page title up here, right, Bend Family Dentistry, which their brand, right, their name brand generates, quite a bit of search, almost as much search as Dentist Bend, Oregon, right? And so, they've done a fairly well job in branding. But that said, right, go back to the page title. And so aside from their brand name, having Dentist Bend, Oregon, and there also helps, right? And so, to look at your guys' site, you also do not have the any keywords on your homepage, but then in the page title again, right? You have Living Dental Health, you have Bend, Oregon Dentist, right? Which may or may not be a keyword. That is a keyword, right? But it's a lower one. But you still have all this space in here, right? And you have like 60 some odd characters in the page title. And so why not throw another keyword in there rather than having Living Dental Health or Dr. Andrew Engel, right? Again, it's just, maximizing all of this space that you have to put all the Google Analytics in your advantage, right? The call to action right at the top of the page is awesome, right? That's kudos to you on that. And the content is strong. This is really kind of more of what would be included in the about us. But that said, right, you can always add more content, right? And you want to add some keyword rich, authentic content, right? You have the contact form here, which is great. And so the overall look of the site is actually, I would say, better than Bend Family Dentistry, right? But there's a few little tweaks that can be made. Having the YouTube video down here is awesome. That gives you some votes back to your site, right? Google is owned by YouTube, or YouTube is owned by Google, excuse me, and so that definitely helps you out there. And then last but not least is backlinks. And so backlinks are essentially votes to your site. And the best way to really explain that is the more relevant the backlinks are, the more votes to your site you get. So, for example, if you are linking to a dentist's website or blog that's in a really competitive space, say like Los Angeles, Dallas, Texas, Miami, Manhattan, you're going to pull more votes back to your site than if you were linking to, say, Pizza Hut, because you're in the business of dental care, not selling pizzas, right? And so I also crawled Bend Family Dentistry's, backlink profile, and they have 413 backlinks, and out of the 413, only 83 are sending votes back to their website, right? And so they're roughly getting 400 hits of traffic a month to their site, and the perceived value is about 2,000 a month, right? And they're not running any ads here, though. That PPC, pay per click, right? And so just kind of sum things up, right? So to get into the map pack, we want citations with name, address, and phone number all throughout the web. And then for the organic listings, right, we want authoritative content, and then backlinks, right, votes to your site, right? So citations, content, and backlinks. Hopefully I was able to add a little bit of value there for you. If you'd like to know more, just please reach out, and then we can kind of talk about next steps to get you going. Thanks, and talk to you soon.